So join me today as we finally put the finishing touches on our Asian newspaper earrings. Hey you guys, so I'm super excited. It is time to finish these incredible earrings. I know it's taken a few days. You already know the deal. So I've decided to do something different with the ones that we specifically cut out to make necklaces with. And so we're gonna go ahead and create the earrings today. And so let's start out by working with one pair at a time. So I was trying to decide if I wanted to group these two together and make a pair of earrings, which means they would be really long, and I'm not sure how people would feel about wearing something that long. But I've decided that I'm gonna use some paint splotching techniques on here, on the ones that have the little cows on them, and maybe some paint outlines just to give it some detailing. So let's start with that. I have an idea in mind to do like red and yellow, maybe along a polka dot form. I'm thinking about polka dot format. So I'm thinking about outlining it in red and then doing some yellow splotches throughout just to kind of give it that Asian inspired feel. So maybe some green too, since there's green on this side. Honestly, I'm making this up as I go along. You already know how that goes. And thinking about using some stickers, maybe some stars or maybe some of the beaded studs. You guys, I went to Michael's yesterday, I think it was, after I dropped Caleb off at school. And the reason I'm up so early is because Caleb had school, and then the school said, oh, why don't you enjoy class from a Zoom today? And we were already up. I'm like, not because of him. I was like, we could have known that a little bit earlier. These would be cute on here too. So anyway, I went to Michael's. The whole sticker aisle was wiped out. Does somebody know what's going on with Michael's? Like, are we out of the sticker game or nah? Okay, let me get the paints together. Be right back. So I want to make sure to go a little bit faster today. So these are some I'm thinking about using as well. I haven't decided yet. So the first thing that we're going to do, and you're going to need for this part, is some paint brushes and a dotting tool. I'm probably going to want to use my larger dotting tool. I definitely have to figure out where that went. And any paints of your choice. So I'm going to go with kind of the brighter primary colors. I know pink is not a primary color. I know purple is not a primary color. I'm just saying that more of the bright colors, I think that's what I want to go with to give these earrings some pop. And yeah. So let me set this up because I got to do a picture right here that goes in the beginning. And I just thought about it while I'm making these, while we're setting it up. So you're doing the setup with me. So when I'm thinking about how my setup is going to look for the initial picture, this is what we're doing. We're setting stuff up. And then we take the picture and then we start designing. And it doesn't always happen in the same format, right? There's a little owl sticker. I don't know where he came from. So this sets up with the tools you need. And also I'm gonna make one of these a clip-on pair just for kicks and giggles. And I realized, I think I'm out of gold hooks today. You know, you can always fast forward past this versus scolding me for taking 20 years. I may top it with some triple thick. It just depends. Okay, good deal. So if you're new to my videos, you know that I use sometimes plates from the Dollar Tree to use as paint palettes. So what we're gonna do is I have decided that I wanna do like an edge around the earring itself, and the purple color is kind of standing out to me. So honestly, I'm just gonna start and see what happens. So let's just use a little ball tool. Y'all have not had enough coffee. To do an edge around the border, and then we can always trim up the border and make it a little more straight once we get everything finished. Or we can just know that this is paper, it's art, nothing is perfect, right? And be happy about the edge that we have on it. But I was looking for my X-Acto scissors and I was like, where are my scissors? And my 14-year-old is an artist, like I told you. I say that several times. I said, do you have my pink scissors? And she said, well, they were originally mine, which is true. However, I need my scissors. So she was using them to trim her braids. I am hollering. So I may have to go and get me a different pair of X-Acto scissors so I don't have to share. Plus they needed to be sharpened. I'm gonna see if I can find another pair. So With this, I'm just following the outline. I know my hand is in a way. I'm going to move it in a second. So I'm just following the outline of the earring itself. I'm going to scooch it over to the side. And I'll lift it up as soon as it dries just a little bit. And you want to make sure that if you don't want any paint on the back, to get those splotches off your workstation. So I wanted these to have like pops of color because I like the newspaper idea, and I don't want to cover that all up, but I do want to make sure, you know, that it looks artsy and it stands out when someone's wearing it. And these little cows are just so cute, so I definitely don't want to cover them up. What are you all doing today? When I tell you I did not, I mean, I knew I had to get up this early, but to get up this early and not go anywhere is like, ooh, it snowed last night, but it was this small dusting of snow, hence why my son probably has an online class. Because in North Carolina, anytime it snows, oh, it's all shutting down. Not even for a minute. If it's like a light dusting, it's all closed up. And so it literally, the little dusting we must have had overnight already melted. Last year, we didn't get any snow at all. And it seemed like the average temperature was about 40 degrees. So if you're thinking about relocating to North Carolina, you're not going to freeze, right? It's going to be perfect. So this is super cute. I'm going to see about lifting the one we just did up over here without messing it up. Let me scooch it to the end. So you just put in this super cute little edge on it. I like that. I think they're going to be pretty. Of course, they're nowhere near being finished yet, but we're not going to belabor this point either. I should have poked the holes in them early, but I'm probably going to drill the holes in there. You already saw which drill I used in the last video. So I'm going to grab a wet wipe for the dotting tool because I finally got smart based on what a subscriber told me last year to do. So I'm going to run and get that, and then we're going to keep outlining with the little tools. So these dotting tools I've had for years. You can get these from the Dollar Tree. You can get them from Michael's, any arts and crafts store. Be right back. So also, I love the 80s and the 90s and everything paint splotchy, color splash, leg warmers, all that jazz. So I'm going to take the colors that I've chosen, and I'm just going to use a fan brush, and I'm going to do something like this. Let me show you on the paper. So I just want to do some dots. Now you could do paint splatter, but to me, if I do some type of paint splatter, it's less controlled. So I just want splotches, right, and different little colors all over the earring and in no, particular place. And so I forgot to get a bowl of water, but I'm just going to do that random splotches of color all over because I wanted to have that 80s paint splash kind of look. Also, it's better when your brush is dry because once it gets kind of wet, it likes to hold on to all the paint. So it won't hurt if you let it dry between the brushes or if you use the ends of multiple brushes. So let's do the red. And of course, I'm just going to dot some of the color off. I really love this. I think these are so cute already. And I know you're like, they're not even finished yet. What are you talking about? But in my mind, I already know how they're going to come out. And I think they're just going to be super cute. So sorry for reaching across the camera. Oh, these are adorable already. So let's do some pink. And I think the color that's really going to make it stand out is the yellow. So I want to make sure I don't want to get it on the little cows. So, and they don't have to match up and be the same. But let's put some up there. I got a little bit on his ear. So I got that off. Cute. So, I mean, I don't know, it's kind of cute. So let's just leave that splotch there. I just don't want to get pink on his face or anything. So, cute. And so we're just going to keep adding the colors. So the last two colors we have to add are the blue and the yellow, and I'm gonna hold it up so you can see it. I know that it's a little bit further away. Let me see if I can get you closer. I'm gonna get you closer without a shadow. So remember to dot off some of the paint because you don't want to have too much paint on your brush. It doesn't matter if some of it gets over there on the outline of the purple because again, you're just adding highlight colors. And being sure not to cover up the cow. Now over here, I don't think it matters if we cover their cape up a little bit, but I realize I need to add another green splotch over here. And the reason why I said I'm gonna do the triple thick, or either you could even do the 3D Mod Podge, the 3D Dimensional Magic. I don't know where that is. I know it's somewhere down there in my craft stuff. So let's do some green, only because I realize over here we don't have enough green and compares to that little cow over there. Do I need to add any more? Maybe one more down here. Cool. And now we're gonna add the blue. And now, so we've added this, and so now I'm trying to think of, that's gonna kind of dictate, do we wanna add, I don't like those stones now that we've put color on there. Do we like any of those? Or any of that? So we gotta let the paint dry before we can decide. So let's go ahead and add the blue on here. We're gonna dot off some of the color. And just add on the blue. These fan brushes, you can get really great brushes. Now, when I say great, I mean, they look like great quality to me. I've never bought Dollar Tree brushes because I have so many brushes already. But if you're just getting started and you're like, well, I don't want to invest that much money in brushes, try the ones from the Dollar Tree. They look very nice to me. Now, you may have seen the video I did on the Dollar Tree paint. Some of the paints are really nice. Some of them didn't have any color at all. And that was fine, but the earrings I made from them, I think came out really, really cute. So you just have to try some of their products and supplies for yourself and see how you like them, see how they come out, because what everybody likes and what we all likes is really different. But you already know that. So I would say if you're not trying to spend a lot of money and you want to start your jewelry business off fairly economically, start with things from the Dollar Tree. So I'm gonna hold this up so you can see it. I think they're super cute in terms of the paint splashes. I'm gonna turn it that way. I think my light's too bright over here. Let me move that up. Let's tone it down some. Look how super cutesy they are. Oh my gosh, they're adorable. I am gonna put the a coat of the triple thick on them, and then I think I want some color over here because that little cow, his tummy just looks like it needs something over there. Don't want to cover his face up, but I do want to put some color by him. And by him. And by you. Cute. Okay, so I don't want to overdo it because I don't want to take away from the cows, and I still want to be able to add something over there. So let's sit these to the side and let them dry. And now remember, we have this pair that we're working with, but I'm still trying to decide with these whether or not I'm going to add them to another pair. So like whether or not I'm going to let them hang down this way, or I don't like that side, or if we're going to do it like that, because I feel like they kind of need something. I feel like they're boring without another piece. I thought I had two round ones, but I don't. So let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like that. And so I'm thinking that maybe I'll do them hanging this way as a pair of earrings as opposed to them just being a plain pair of earrings by themselves. But with that being said, now we got to figure out how we're going to design them. Like, what are we going to add to them? I wish I had another owl sticker. Those are so cute. And then we have these I've never used before. which are like some orange little insets. What else do we have? Don't mind me, I'm just over here trying to figure out what we're gonna do. And we use these all the time. I feel like those are like meh, like moving on to something else. Those are cute. Do y'all have a lot of stickers? Like in your collection of stuff, when you look at everything that you have, do you have a bunch of stickers? Now, remember buying these from the Dollar Tree? I think they're really cute. I'm gonna back this up a little bit and bring the light over. Let's open these up and see what's up with the what's up. I thought these were really cute because they were like rock stickers. Like rock band, not rocks, like a rock outside. I don't know what got stuff on there. And look, they had all these super cute like headphones, peace signs, a Chuck Taylor tennis shoe or Converse. It had smile, love, feathers. They're really cute. So let's see if I can do something with that. Yeah, I might do something with the rock star and the peace signs. So I kind of like how that looks, but how many do I have of each one? Because I think I only used a couple of things off of here. Okay, so I'm going to go figure out what we're going to do with these, and I'll be right back. Because I am going to use these stickers on here. And then I'm also going to do some type of outline. And I'm trying to decide if I want to do it in like a paint or if I want to do it in a marker. The only thing about the magic marker that I don't love is that it seems like it bleeds and like it fades a little bit. I don't love that. So I may go find my black paint so I can do a super cool outline in black on these, and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so I was trying to say a minute ago that these remind me of a comic strip, not a cartoon. I have not had enough coffee this morning, so I don't want to pick them up and mess them up. So I'm just going to get closer to you so you can see that to me they kind of look like a cartoon. I think they are so cute. Let's put you back up there so we don't drop you. Let me see if I can widen the screen a little bit. So anywho, so we're going to give these a second to dry, and then we're going to go ahead also and outline these in black because why not? I mean, we're already in the outlining mode. So I'm going to go grab another sheet of paper so we can scoosh these off to the side. That is a technical term. And look how these are drying. They're coming out cute. And I love how they're all turning out. So I'm gonna grab another sheet of paper and I'm gonna outline these. I might outline these in yellow or like that gold color, but I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna do them in black. I'm laughing because I realized I made a rhyme. I said, not gonna do them in black, be right back. Guess you had to be there in my head to think that was funny, but let's move this over here. So, and it's drying really quickly, so the only downside to that is it's speeding me up to try to figure out what the design is going to be on them, right? So I'm just moving all this paint out of the way so that way it doesn't get on the back of the earrings. But look how cute, they're really pretty on the back. So what I love is that whether you're coming or going, your earrings are going to be really pretty and people are going to be like, where did you get those? Like, wait, what? So let's put these on here. And I think the yellow, I don't know, the yellow is calling my name. So we may use the end of a paintbrush. Let me move this over. Because remember, we were just using the ball, but now this is more surface to cover. So I'm thinking that I want to use the end of my paintbrush to try to do it. Let's see. So I'm going to put a little bit more down so I can take larger chunks of paint, but let me see how that's going to work. I don't know, I think the ball tool is going to be better because I feel like I have more control over it because that's not really an even bottom on there. So let's go back to our original intent. Yeah, that's better. And so we're just gonna zip through this. And we're gonna let them dry really well because remember, we're gonna put a coat of triple thick on there, and I don't want anything to smear or smudge. And triple thick does not do well with moisture. I think that's the last time too why it clouded up, because they were still a little damp on the last pair of earrings, even though it ended up after 2 days coming to a really nice clear shine, and they're really pretty now. I kept trying to troubleshoot and see what was the issue, and I think it was because my brush had a little bit of moisture still in it when I went to use it to put the triple thick on. So be sure that when you're using any type of gloss that your brush is dry and that your surface is dry, because if not, that's where that cloudiness came from. I remember Khadijah with K Unity 77, I think I remember her telling me that. I was asking her in a private message to help me troubleshoot what was going on with my triple thick, and that's what it was. So I just want to get a little bit of this extra paint I got up here at the top off. See, we can fix stuff. It's not concrete, so you can fix it before it dries. I'm just using the wet end of a little brush and pushing it back some. Cool. Okay, so right over here I noticed that the edge isn't as thick as I wanted, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more. And then I'm gonna do the other one off camera, so I'm not boring you with that, even though to me it's semi-therapeutic, but you know, that's the artist in me. I had an idea while I was doing that too to kind of do a double band around it. I don't know, we'll see. Let's let this one get dry, and then we'll see what we can do with that. So I'm just gonna sit that over there. Now let's fold in this sheet of paper or move it over, because I realize it might want to try to get color on the back, and I don't want that. I'll just keep you with me. Fast forward if you don't want to see this part. And these earrings are going to be upside down in the opposite direction. I think I just found it easier to work with them this way, but remember, they're going to hang upside down in a teardrop format. So this is not the top right here where I am right now. That's going to be actually the bottom of the earring. I'm glad we chose the yellow too, because even though I think the black would stand out, I'm thinking about doing an inner ring of black. I don't know, I kind of envision that. I'm like, ugh, I like how this is turning out. I love how we're just using inexpensive materials to make something so artsy, artistic, and really pretty. I have always loved statement jewelry and statement earrings. Now, I have not started selling them on Instagram yet, because I am so busy and I haven't had time. But do any of you have an Instagram store or know how you sell on Instagram? I was just curious. I need to research that. Because even though I have the Etsy store, my Etsy sales are slow. And I think Etsy is so crowded. And my tribe may be somewhere else, right? Because you know that whenever you're in business and sales, your tribe is, for selling, is sometimes somewhere else. But YouTube, oh my gosh. When I tell you YouTube is my favorite place in the entire world, like, I love it, love it, love it. And thank you to all of you that are new subscribers. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. And that was my goal last year. I was like, Lord, I want to get to 1,000 subscribers. I think I am 97 people away from 1,000. So thank you all so much for coming over here, hanging out with me, chilling with me. So now listen, remember we were gonna do some necklaces too, like we were gonna do like a necklace piece that had a it's gonna have a beaded choker part, and it's gonna hang down that way. So I probably need to go ahead and outline these as well. I'm not going to do that on camera because I think at that point it's ad nauseum. You already know what it looks like and how to do it. So I'm going to go and do that off camera. I'm going to use this back sheet of paper so we're not wasting paper, and I'll be right back. So when I got back from dropping Caleb off, I noticed you probably didn't know I went anywhere at all, right? I noticed that the paint, when I put it in the bag, it had slid down, and it gave me an idea to do like a multicolored swirl pendant. So this one's still drying, but I wanted to show you how I did it. So I decided to do swirls of colors around the edges. Put it up closer. I think that's really pretty. So now we're gonna do this one as well, because remember, these are our necklace pendants. So all I did was dip the paint in, dipped it in the next color, and just went around the edges without wiping off the brush and just dragging out the colors together. So I think you might have seen, well, if you haven't, go back and you'll see under statement earrings, you'll see one of my videos where we did paint paper and we used dried paint to make jewelry. This kind of reminds me of that, which was really fun. I think it came out really pretty. I forget where I had gotten that idea from. So we're just dragging this out and we're marbleizing the paint. We're not rinsing off the dotting tool or anything like that. And we're just mixing the colors together to get what we get. But now you want to be careful when you're doing this, is that if you let the colors run together and they get muddled, you're going to end up with a brown. So you want to be sure that when you're doing this, not to mix it up or anything like that, because again, all the colors are going to run together and you're going to, so you got to wipe your tool off at some point, or you'll end up with like a gray and a brown and it's just funky. Like, okay, that's not what I wanted. So over here, we're gonna do one more yellow. I'm gonna move my finger out the way in a second. So look how pretty that is. And now add a little bit more green. So now what we're gonna do is, after we let this dry, then I wanna do some color spatters just like we did on this pair of earrings. Look how cute the cows are. I think they are so adorable. Let me see if I can get the light over here a little bit better. So they're super cute, they're dry. Because I just let everything sit here and dry. So we let the yellow outline dry there. We let those dry. They look kind of cartoonish. And now we're gonna let these dry. And I really like the paint splatter idea we're gonna add there, or we're gonna go ahead and add a sticker in here like we talked about a second ago. I like the idea of using the Chuck Taylor and the, or the Converse, I should say, and the peace sign, because this is gonna be a necklace pendant, but we'll see how it turns out after it dries. Okay, you guys, so we are here today to finish up our earrings, and I'll do my best to get as many of them as I can shown to you on camera. I decided to get this done before heading out for real estate work on today. I hope you all are having a great week so far. Happy February. Super excited for a new month. So this is a necklace I got at the thrift store. I just wanted to show you all. It is so cute. It's a choker. I'm a thrift store fan. Let me know if you want me to start showing you thrifting videos. I totally am a thrift store fanatic. This is by Monet, and it lifts up a little bit right there, so I'm just gonna glue that back down, and then I'm gonna have a super cute choker. When I tried it on, I was like, oh, I'm about that life. So I wanted to show that to you. I wanted to show you also, look, you all already know I'm 52, right? So this is my husband's though, AARP magazine. And this, y'all, just save your magazines. You can save them in a Ziploc bag, but there's some cute colors and pictures in here that you can use to make gorgeous earrings. If you have any home catalogs or magazines that you get, those would make perfect earrings. I have so many ideas in my swirly bubble in my mind about how we can use yarn and fringe and things like that. So it's so many ideas and not enough time, but let's get started. We're gonna start on this pair first. You've already seen those. I'm gonna run and grab my little scissors from my baby's room. I'll be right back. I don't know where they are, so we're not gonna get held up on that little detail. So I'm just gonna trim off a little edge that was sticking up. So we already have everything that we need. You've already seen all the fine details. So I'm inspired to use the pastel colors to glue on here because I don't want to take away from the design. I want them to be pretty subtle. So I believe that I'm going to use the light purple ones are really calling my name. So I only have 3 of those, obviously is an odd number. So I'm going to glue them on strategically I'm only going to use what will match. So we'll do this. Take that off. I'm just using the edge of a paintbrush. You already know that I do that to apply glue. You can use your, sorry y'all, Bolt is knocking on the door to get out. You can use a toothpick, but I prefer the end of a brush. So let's put that on up there. You want to sit them side by side, make sure you're lining them up. And basically, I'm using that hole up top of the earring as an alignment. Because we have enough of the smaller ones to match up and to have enough, we're going to use those, but I'm going to need to get a smaller paintbrush so that I'm not putting too much glue on there. So we're just going to put a dab here. And y'all, this glue is pretty strong. It gets on my husband's nerves. Even when it's just sitting out on the table. So you want to be careful. So I started storing this glue in a Ziploc bag, because even with the lid on it, he feels like it's kind of strong. So let's put this one. I'm gonna hold it up so you can see it. And we're putting it down at the bottom, because I don't know if you remember or not, but I accidentally drilled a hole in the bottom. So now we're gonna have to cover that up. I'm just gonna paint over it. You can hardly see it. So far, that's what it's looking like. They're just subtle, super cute to me. I'm gonna put some of the lighter yellow ones on there as well. So let's go ahead and use a couple of the little yellow dots, because these just remind me of a super cute Japanese cartoon, because remember, we used the Korean newspaper to make these. I'm super excited about another idea we have, but I'm gonna be sharing that with you all, and I'll tell you the supplies you're gonna wanna get. So you're gonna wanna get some yarn. You're gonna wanna have your newspaper. Go ahead and make your bases like I've already shown you how to do. And with your bases, we're gonna make some super cute earrings with some yarn fringe. And we're gonna have these that we can wear for the summer. So I think that's gonna be super cute. Let's push that out to the side a little bit so they match up. So just remember, we're having to match these up so they look right. Okay, so now I'm gonna add a couple more yellow dots. And that's gonna be that. I think I wanna put it down at the bottom of their little feet. And there has to be no rhyme or reason how we're doing this. These are our statement earrings. I love making statement jewelry because I love just being different from everyone else. Like, so if I had to describe my design aesthetic in terms of even the style of clothes I love to wear, I love street style or streetwear. Basically where things don't match and they're kind of just oversized and slouchy. I don't really like fitted clothes a lot, because I think you have to have kind of a super cute shape for fitted clothes. Just my thought process. Not that you can't be a plus size and wear fitted clothes, because I wear anywhere from a 10 to a 14. It depends on how it's made and where it's made and all that jazz. So that's my size. Not that you care or even ask, but hey. So let's put on the last two little purple ones, and we're gonna be finished with this pair of earrings. I am probably gonna go ahead and put the hoops on them as well, so we can count them as done. So. And we're just randomly placing these. You know, some people may say they don't like these. I did notice where somebody did a thumbs down on the last video. It's funny to me, because I'm like, all I was sharing was the next video that was coming up. And I realized my design aesthetic may not be your design aesthetic. And that's cool. So I realized too that I needed to put that little purple bead over on the other side. So let's move that, because we want them to be opposite. So thank God you can't see it because it's already glazed. Oh, just in case I didn't mention that, I already put the triple thick on here. So it already has a super cool glossy glaze. Let's move it down some. I want to sit them beside each other, make sure they're looking the same, and they are perfect. Let's cover this up, and I'm gonna go get the glue off my brushes, but I'm gonna hold this up so you can see them. Look how pretty they are. So they just look like little pops of color and little nodules, and I want to leave them just like that. I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to add too much to it, because I feel like it'll take away from the fact that it's a paper design. So I'm gonna put the earring findings on here and I'll be right back. Guys, this is really random too, just while that's drying, but I had my books just came in, just a reorder of my books. In case you don't know about my books are called Launch It, 30 Days to Greatness, 6-Figure Success with Biblical Principles. The Lord has blessed me to earn a 6-figure income in real estate and almost in the hair industry. I think the highest I made annually doing hair and owning the salon was about $80,000. I don't share that to brag. I share that because God told me to write the book so I could show other people how to do it. So when the books came in, they had this brown packing paper, which would make some excellent jewelry to paint on. So I'm saving that in the box so we can do a project with that as well. But let's go ahead. I'm going to put the findings on here. Be right back. So look how cute they turned out. I'm going to show them up to you up close. I think they came out super cute. I'm going to show you a picture of them in the next shot below. So I'm going to turn them this way and take a picture for you. I think what I'm going to do, though, is just glue something over the bottom where I did have that little hole so it doesn't look like an imperfection. So we're going to finish up the next pair. I'll be right back. So now this is the pair that we already saw before, which I think turned out really great as well. So I'm going to go ahead and start gluing the buttons on these as well. I'm just calling them buttons, but they're actually stickers I got from the Dollar Tree. I've showed you those before, so we won't belabor that point. We're going to use the yellow. We'll probably use every color because I feel like every color is in this design. So in no pattern at all, because I kind of like the randomness of it, we're just going to glue them down. These will be in the Etsy store late tonight, like after 10:30. Because that's when I'll be finished with all my work. Because we have Bible study tonight. So super excited. We teach Bible study live over on Facebook. You can look up my name, Garlinda M. Price, or my husband, Marvin Price Jr. And we teach Bible study every Tuesday at 7. Tonight's Bible study is going to be so good. Not because we're teaching it, but just because of what the Lord gave us to teach on. Super excited about it. And we're talking about unwavering faith, right? And so we're going to be sharing, not to give it away, but how Caleb and Joshua, the Lord gave Moses instructions, right? And he told them to send spies down into Canaan, into the promised land. And he said, I want you to send them down there into the land that I'm giving you, right? And I want them to go and check out the land. And Moses gave them specific instructions to look at the people, what type of soil, what type of vegetation. Basically, he said, I want you to go and look and see the promise that I'm giving you. So we already taught last week that based on what they saw, it took 2 of them to carry back the spoils, right? 2 of them to carry the grapes and the pomegranates and the figs that they had gotten. The grapes were so large that they had to carry them on poles, right? 2 of them together. And so what happened was, once they got back, for those of you that haven't read the story, some of you may not care, but I totally do, right? I totally care, because this is why you got to be careful who you listen to, and people that try to speak into your life and try to deter you and discourage you. It is very important that you only listen to the voice of the Lord. Amen. And so they came back, and it was amazing to me that everybody saw the same thing, right? Joshua saw the same thing. Caleb saw the same thing. And the other 10 spies saw the exact same thing as well. They saw that the land was fruitful. They saw that the land was prosperous. They saw that the soil was good. They saw that there were tons of grapes. They saw that there was tons of abundance, right? But because they saw the giants and the sons of Anak, right? Because they saw the Amalekites and the Jebusites and the Hittites, 10 of them were super afraid because they saw giants, right? And so because they saw the giants, even though the Lord had shown them all the fruit that existed in the land, all the abundance and the prosperity of that land, even though everybody saw it with their own eyes, only 2 had the courage to say, well, 1 had the courage to say, we can take them, right? Let's go up, let's possess the land, let's go and take it. But 10 people began to murmur and complain and put fear throughout the base camp, right? That the giants were huge and they were going to devour the women and children, and they were going to eat up their families, and they were going to utterly destroy them. which was contrary to the word of God, because the word that God gave Moses, he said, I want you to go and spot out and inspect the land that I'm giving you. So they didn't even need to do anything. The Lord already had a plan as to how he was going to give them the land. The Lord already has a plan of how he's going to bless you, right? But because the 10 people were afraid, out of the 12, they went back and they started spreading lies throughout the camp about what they saw, even though they saw prosperity. And then they agreed that the land was good, but they also let fear intervene. They let fear intercept their blessing. And so tonight we're going to talk about what happens when we begin to listen to people and not man. The word of God says that fear of man is a trap. Glory to God. So super excited to share Bible study on tonight. If you want to join us over there, again, it's Garlinda M. Price over on Facebook, and my husband is Marvin Price. You'll find the Bible study on either channel because I shared over on my channel. So, that's at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So we've got these glued down. To me, they are super cute. I'm going to add a couple of little stars because I just want them to stand out. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. I just want to. So we're going to do that right quick. And what I'm using is, again, these are super cute little color dots I got from the Dollar Tree. These are little stars that are actually brads. So we just have to cut the backs off of those. And I'm just going to do let's do the medium size one. So we're just going to take them off, and I'm just going to use a pair of wire cutters. You've seen me do this in the past. I've used these stars before. And we're going to cut the backs off of them. Y'all, I saw some snow flurries this morning. Oh my gosh, they were so cute, but they didn't last. They didn't stay long at all. So I'm going to pull those off the paper, stick those to the side. I need my wire cutters, which I think are in the cup that holds you. I'll be right back. I'm right at the wire cutters. Okay, so we're just going to cut the back off because all we want is the flat star. It doesn't have to be perfect, just so it ends up as something we can glue down. That one does not want to be cut up. It's like, help, no, save me. So I'm going to go cut the other two off, and I'll be right back. So let's go ahead and glue the stars down, and we're gonna zip, zip, zip through these earrings. I had thought about making one of these pair a clip-on, but time isn't in the schedule for me to do that this morning. So I'm gonna need to put a little bit of extra glue on here because we cut off the little legs of the brad, which means that it'll sit up a little bit. So I mean, it'll sink, the glue would sink down into the little cavity because there's a little cavity on the back of that from where we cut the legs off. So let's put a little bit of extra glue there. I want to put a star up by the top. We're going to glue these two down as well. And then once we put the findings on, we'll be finished with this pair of earrings. Y'all may hear Bolt running around. I don't know. He is being extra out of pocket this morning. I'm trying to figure out, like, what is really going on with you? I think he's excited because the kids are in school. I don't know. Are your kids back in school yet? I mean, I don't know what. They're just going to have to make a decision, I guess, at some point to keep them in or keep them out. So Miriam went back to school yesterday. She's in 9th grade. And Caleb's been back in school, I think, since January, like the 15th or something like that. So he's in college, freshman in college. So he actually commutes, so I have to take him. So there we are. I think they came out super cute. You may or may not love them, but guess what? I do. I like them. So I'm going to go ahead and put the findings on here. And I'm going to do one on camera only because I want to remind you, if you've ever had a love-hate affair with fish hooks, the way you avoid all that fighting with the fish hook is to put an extra jump ring on. So once you put that jump ring on, put another one. It can be the same size or smaller. This one's smaller. And then once you open it up and put your fish hook on, facing the opposite direction. So you'll know if it's the right way or not once you close it up. And then it'll automatically hang the way it should. I put it on backwards, so let me flip that around. Not cement, so we can just flip it around. And then you'll never have to worry about fighting with the fish hook, bending it, and all that jazz again, because it will automatically lay perfectly. So that's one newspaper earring down. I lost my fish hook on the table, so I'm gonna go put the other one on. Be right back. Guys, so this pair is finished. Look how cute they turned out. In my opinion, I love them. I know someone else is gonna love them. I love making recycled jewelry. I don't know where has this been all my life. So I think they're super cute. I think that they're gonna be a statement. I think people are gonna ask you, hey, where did you get those? What you doing, girl? Hey, friend, hey. Right, super cute. I'm gonna show you a picture cut in here so you can see what they look like. And let me see if I don't think I'm gonna have time to put the other two pair together. I don't know. Let's see, let me stop talking and do it. Okay, so here we are. I did make this pair a clip-on because I just feel like I have to do that for my clip-on sisters. So here we go. That one's finished up. I think it came out really pretty. I'm going to do a turnaround picture so you can see it, but that's what it looks like up close. So listen, you've got to make you some recycled earrings. I'm not going to get a chance to complete the pendant today because time just doesn't permit, but super excited. Hope you love this project. Going to show you a picture of what they all look like finished together, and I will see you again for the next project, which is going to be something with recycled paper and yarn. Stay tuned. God bless you guys.